Right now, there are about 1 dozen graphic cards that are actually worth buying. In my list, the most expensive one is north of $2,500. But the best one is only going to set you back about $650. Now that is a pretty huge gap in pricing, so let's take a look at it. In this guide, I will try to help you to not pick the wrong GPU for your resolution. But before we dive into it, it's important to look at what resolution you're planning to play at. You don't want to waste either hundreds of dollars on a GPU that you can't fully utilize, but on the other hand, you also don't want to choke your build on a card that can't keep up. In this tile ladder, I've tried to rank every card that is worth buying. The cards are not ranked by MSRP because the reality is that in 2026, it's very hard to get a card at MSRP. Instead, you're gonna usually spend at least another couple $100. So instead, we're going to look at what the real prices currently are, and we're also going to look at what resolution you actually want to play at. So go ahead and find your budget on that ladder, and you can see exactly what card you should buy. Now, without further ado, let's look at the bottom of the chart and climb up. Now, before we dive into it, I want to specify how we're going to rank the cards. We're going to rank the cost per frame at the resolution the card is built for. Now, this does mean we're only looking at raw rasterization scores, so features such as DLSS, upscaling, image generation is not really being taken into account. In addition to this, there are 2 very important things to check in a card. Because the card might appear good at first glance, it might seem that you get a good score at the cost, but if, for example, it doesn't have enough VRAM, it might perform great right now, but in the short future, it's gonna struggle. Therefore, if you wanna play AAA games in 2026, I would recommend at least 8 GB of VRAM for 1080p, and if you want to play at 1440p or higher, I would suggest at least 12 GB of VRAM. First up, the budget pick. At $310, it's the Intel Arc B580. And yes, you heard right, I meant Intel. Why Intel, you might say? Well, it does give you 12 GB of VRAM at a price point where every other competitor is only going to give you 8. That extra memory is the difference between textures loading into your game and your game stuttering hard. Now let's take a closer look at the per frame cost. We're going to compare the B580 versus the RTX 5050. So the main alternate is the RTX 5050 at around $290. It's a pretty fine card, but you're getting 8 GB of VRAM for $20 less. So you save 20 bucks, but you're going to give up 4 GB of VRAM. I would not make that trade. Now instead, add another 30 bucks, and this is where the tire splits into a fork. So which brand you take depends entirely on what monitor you have. If you're gaming at 1080p and you want the best upscaling available, then the RTX 5060 at $340 is the right move for you. DLSS is still far better than FSR for most titles. The card is very power efficient, and at 1080p, the 8 GB of VRAM cap is not really that much of a problem yet. But if you're planning to step up to 1440p, even just occasionally, that 8 GB VRAM cap is going to bite you. 16 GB under $450. That's the headroom that's going to keep this card relevant 3 years from now. Now, a quick word about the 8 GB version of the 9060 XT. It's $360 and you should probably skip it. It's $20 more than the 5060. It has the same VRAM limitation, but you lose the DLSS in the process. It's basically the worst of both options. So for 1080p gaming, get the RTX 5060 at $340, but if you're planning to game at 1440p, get the 9060 XT 16 GB version for an extra $100. And this tire is exactly where prices move the fastest. GPU value flips overnight. When a sale hits or a new card launches, the MaxMyBuild newsletter flags the exact moment that a GPU is going to come on sale. A link to the newsletter is down in the description. Okay, if your budget stretches to $600, this is the tire most people should actually be shopping in. Around $600, you're in genuine, no compromise 1440p territory. The pick here is the Radeon RX 9070. It's a pretty strong card, but it's not the best cost per frame card on this ladder. That card is in the next rung. The RTX 5070 sits right beside it at $629, and it has DLSS to boot. But on a pure cost per frame at 1440p, the 9070 wins. $30 less, better value per dollar. But if DLSS is very important to you and you want frame generation for specific titles, then go ahead and get the 5070 by all means. There's no shame in that. Otherwise, just get the 9070 at $600 and don't look back. And here's why I did not call the 9070 the best value card on the ladder. The Radeon RX 9070 XT costs only $650. It's only $50 more than the 9070, and it actually has better cost per frame ratio than the 9070 has. It only costs $50 more than the 9070, and it actually has an even better cost per frame ratio. At 1440p, the XT is 12% faster for only 8% more money. So you're spending less per frame of performance even though the card costs more. This card maxes out 1440p without even thinking, and it can even push well into 4K with upscaling. Now, unless you specifically need native 4K or you're doing some serious creator work, this is where I'd stop. For everything above this line, you're essentially going to be paying more for less efficiency. And the additional frames are going to be hard to notice. So tell me, what resolution are you gaming at? Drop it in the comments. It changes which card on this ladder I'd actually point you to. But for those of you that got a 4K monitor, let's take a look at what it's going to cost you. For native 4K at high refresh, the pick is the RTX 5080 at $1,250. But I want to be straight with you about the math. You're paying almost double what you're going to pay for the 9070 XT, and the performance gap is nowhere near double. You're going to spend roughly 90% more money for only about 15% more frames. If that trade-off works for you, native 4K, 144Hz, everything maxed out, the 5080 does it cleanly. If you do want 4K but also want to spend a little less, the RTX 5070 Ti is also an option at around $980. And lastly, at the end, here's the card at the top of every ladder, the one you buy when price genuinely doesn't matter at all anymore. The RTX 5090, the fastest gaming GPU that money can buy. It's also the card where cost per frame completely stops making any sense. The card usually costs more than $2,500, and retail stock is basically non-existent at this point. So if you want one today, you're going to have to pay the scalper's price. Now with that said, there are some good reasons to get the 5090. For example, if you want to do 4K video rendering for work, or if you want to do AI workloads and you really need that extra VRAM, or you just want the absolutely highest frame rate possible and price tag isn't even in the conversation, then by all means go ahead and buy it. But for pure gaming value, look back down the ladder. So to give you an honest answer as to which GPU you should buy, it's not the GPU in isolation, instead it's what fits your whole build budget. So instead look at your total budget and see how much of it you can allocate to the GPU. Ideally, you want as much as possible of the budget to be spent on the GPU in order to get the most performance. But if you don't want to do the math yourself, then head over to MaxMyBuild.com and enter your total budget in the PC builder. It's free, no account required, and it picks the right card for your resolution and balances how much of the budget you should also be spending on CPU, RAM, and everything else. It's the first link in the description down below.